Oh, sorry about that. I think my mic was off the entire time. I apologize for that. That's my bad. It's been a long time since I've been back on YouTube, so you guys are gonna have to kind of give me a little slack. I think it's been about 13, 14 years since I've been on YouTube, which is all I was just saying then while I was muted is you know how long it's been since I've done a YouTube video on my channel and period. So I know it's been about 14 years, 13 since I've done one on my channel. It's probably been about 8, 10 years since I've done one on YouTube on someone else's channel. I used to do interviews with myself, basically just talking about um the local politics, in my hometown where I'm from. Uh, used to just pretty much talk about that, and I had a few videos, and then I just kind of broke away from YouTube. I actually did um a lot of other things too. I used to have a radio show. Me and one of my friends. He was also heavy into local politics in my hometown. Um, we had a show, I would say around 2015, 17. It was a radio show actually. We actually were on the radio. At first we were paying for radio time, and then we ended up we got lucky and we ran into a I guess a manager of a radio station, and she liked what we were doing. She just she gave us time for free for a while. And so, that lasted for a minute until, me and uh me and my mouth kind of got kicked off. I happened to, be very outspoken, um, which I've learned, not to be as outspoken over the years in certain situations. All situations don't require a bullhorn. So I've learned that over the years not to do that. Let's see here. I'm just going to look at my account here to verify actually the last time I was uploading a video. Hmm. So besides a couple of clip videos from my 2K franchise sim, last time I uploaded a video was 11 years ago. And before that was 12 years ago. I'll show it to you here in just a second, but um, yeah. Anyway, that's my introduction. So my name is Jelani. I'm from Mississippi. I was pretty active, in the political scene about for about 10 years. Ending, I'd probably say about 4 years ago when I moved away from Mississippi. Um, and so yeah, so this is my channel. And basically, I mean, I'm really not absolutely sure what all I'm gonna do, but I know specifically this particular channel. I am going to be doing this is where I would delve more into politics and um, current events and the politics of the current events. I would use this channel pretty much for that purpose. And so yeah, so this is my first time coming back, but um, I'm excited. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Um, let's see here. All right. Am I live? I am supposed to be live. Why do I not see my live? Okay, I did go live, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, so if I'm live, why is this? Okay, hold on just a moment. Guys, I'm just trying to make sure I'm live. It says waiting for me But I'm live, yo. Oh, what the hell? Hold on just a moment. Let me figure out what the hell I got going. Yeah, said I'm live. Excellent. Let's see here. What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Yeah, I'm connected. Okay. And I see here where it says I'm connected. Let's see. I'm not live. But I'm already live. Oh, you know what? Maybe I need to delete this one. Hold on just a moment. I believe I know what's going on. You know what? Actually, I don't know what's going on. I need to find the other broadcast I created. Here's the issue. What can I do about this broadcast? Yeah. So delete that. Alright guys, give me just a little second to make sure I am live. Okay, I think I am. And I know I'm smacking the shit out of this keyboard. Give me just a minute. I don't need the freaking tutorial. YouTube, thanks. Yeah, I know. Thank you. So I'm looking for tags. Alright, let me add some tags. Still learning, guys. Still new to it. I know this is supposed to be done before I, get started, but I'm still new to this here. Take a drink from a thermos. California, Reese, WNBA. Basketball series, politics, conservatives, liberal. Hey, how you spell Portnoy's name over here? This freaking guy. I don't want to spell his name wrong. Hold on. Let me see how to spell Portnoy. So I spell it correctly. There it is. I figured that's what I had. Alright. Got it. I am fuzzy as shit on YouTube. Why am I like that? What's my frames per second? How do I fix that? Is it my bit rate? Why am I so freaking blurry? It's probably what my video settings. Okay, hold on just a second, guys. Let me figure something out here with my resolution, because I look horrible on stream. Look at that. Oh my god, that looks ridiculous. How the hell do I fix that? Let me check my phone. Do I look the same way on my phone? It is blurry as shit on YouTube. Let me see. Just a second, guys. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Uh, First time back in a long time, so I'm trying to get all this shit figured out. Make sure I got it right. I need the account. I need bingo. Just a second, guys. Thank you for hanging in. Oh, sorry. Let me turn this down. Okay, so I mean, it looks great on fucking mobile. Just looks like shit on YouTube. Okay, well. Alrighty, I guess. Shit. I just hope it looks good. If it doesn't, please let me know, and I will do my damnedest to get it right. All right, so where is my chat? Chat, chat, chat. I think I need to bring it back up. Studio, okay. Chat, I am just about there. People, I'm just about there. I am just about there. Give me a split second. Okay, that's just freaking horrible. I hate it. Um, okay, I think I'll just leave it there. Two views. Okay. Those kind of views now. So can views, TVs, pretty much one of my views. Alright. Alright, now I am ready. Okay, so yeah, again, yeah, this is gonna be my, like I said, my page where I delve into, the political landscape, and the politics behind, pretty much all of the hot button issues that we have today. all of the current events, and you know, basically just how there's so much hypocrisy um, in all political discourse. There is, I mean, like the hypocrisy from both sides is astronomical. You have your conservative side, you have your liberal side, and they both do the same things in different ways. You know, um, they are the same coin, but it's different sides. So it's just like, someone if someone treats you bad, it's more than one way to, do you wrong. So the conservatives do you wrong in one way, the liberals do you wrong in the other way. They're still both doing you wrong. And they find so many ways to do that. They both love to say that they're helping, but again, both sides do the same thing. They only help for most to stay in the same place. They only help you to stay in the same place. They don't help you to advance for the most part. The only people they actually help to advance are their donors and their close friends and their family. Um, that's it from a substantial standpoint. Now, of course, they can, help you, but again, the help they help you with is to help you stay where you are. Um, they basically give you the crumbs to keep you from starving, but you deserve a full meal. But what they do is, here, I'm gonna give you some crumbs. You're starving, you're hungry. I'll give you crumbs. Um, and be happy for that, like that's a full meal. But don't worry about the full meal over here that I'm giving my colleagues, that I'm giving my friends, my family. And that's all politicians. That's both sides. They all do the same things. They just do it in different ways. Um, I'll give you another example. Spending. Conservatives cry up and down about being fiscally responsible. But, that is the biggest lie known to man. Both sides spend astronomically on what they both believe in. And both sides only have a problem with spending when it comes to the other side spending on things that that particular side didn't want to spend on. So, for example, um, liberals overspend on social programs, mainly going to other freaking countries, you know, because the money that goes to the social programs in America is a drop in the bucket compared to what we send to other countries. So, which that's an entirely different other subject that I will also touch on this channel. But the drop in the bucket money that conservatives cry over that liberals spend on social programs in America is a drop in the bucket compared to what the social programs they spend outside of America. And then you have the conservatives who spend all the money on defense, military contracts, um, from a national level. Now, that was just from a national level, but the same thing it trickles down to the state level. You know, state Democrats, state liberals do the same thing, spend too much money. Um, I would say on the wrong social programs, and the state conservatives spend too much money on um, the police state and policing. And everybody has an allocation problem. No side allocates money the correct way. But again, that's a tangent I'll get off on another time. It's just kind of you know a leadway into what I'll be talking about tonight, and just to show the hypocrisy of both sides of the aisle, the hypocrisy of everybody involved in any type of conversation on current events, and the politics behind it. No one sees anything without those colored lenses. If you're conservative, you're going to see it from the red colored lenses. If you're liberal, you're going to see it from the blue color lens. So the whole narrative, the liberal narrative, the conservative narrative, is still all just a narrative. And it's all poison because it keeps you from seeing the actual truth. If you subscribe to either narrative, if you're on either side of that extreme on that spectrum, then you're missing the actual truth because you're not able to see it from a unbiased, neutral standpoint. And we miss out on a lot. And that's the biggest crux and the biggest nail in the coffin of our whole society is that we cannot get past seeing things through the color lenses that we would like to see them through. And our politicians will never be able to agree. And again, this is just one of the multi-faceted levels of problems of what's wrong with America. This is just, one facet of it. But the politicians will never agree in public to us. They will never show that they are together to us out in front so that they can continue to fuel the narratives that keep people at each other's throats while behind closed doors they will and deal with each other and keep each other rich. You know, but all we do is sit back and we fight about race, we fight about this, we fight about that. And it's all just hypocrisy because no one can see what the actual truth is when it comes to these situations. So, saying all that to say, tonight I'm going to be talking about the Caitlin Clark situation, the WNBA Angel Reese, just that whole debacle. And, pretty much everything I just said, dealing with that when it comes to politics is going to translate over to this conversation, dealing with women's basketball. And I'm going to just start off by, well, we're going to start off by watching this video by Dave Portnoy, of all people. I mean, my God, just take a listen, at this, and then, we'll go through it. Who gives a shit? Now, let me turn this shit off. Now, first and foremost, first and foremost, Dave is stunting or showing out, in front of whoever whomever is in front of him or whoever's in front of him, the people in front of him. He's putting on a good show. Now to go back and to get into what he's saying. For one, he's saying that they're dumb for leaving Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster because she puts asses in seats. She's bringing money in. He's saying that from a business standpoint, from his so-called business side, that it's a dumb decision to leave off the cash cow. Okay. Now, I highly doubt that Mr. Portnoy has researched what the numbers are for the Olympics. So let's check it out. Let's see what the Olympic. Who'd you say revenue? Olympic revenue. Do you all see what I'm saying? Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay, now let's look at something else. This is from Olympics.com. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and click on that. Let's just go ahead now, from a business standpoint, as Mr. Portnoy swears up and down that his standpoint or his argument is based on the business foundation, okay? That she puts asses in seat. That the Olympics need Caitlin Clark to bring money in. That's his argument. All right. All right. So let's just see. And now I'm going to expose the hypocrisy and the blanketed excuses they use to mask what they really feel, in which I get into what they really feel later on in this video. But those are the straw mans or the gaslighting tactics that people use when they're just trying to make an argument about something that they're passionate about and that they believe in and that they don't want to be wrong about. So let's just look at the money that the Olympics bring in, because the Olympics support all of that. I guess we can break it down and look and see what the women's bring in, but let's look at what the Olympics brings in. So the IOC is a nonprofit association committed to leading the Olympic movement and building a better world through the sport. IOC revenue is $7.6 billion. 60% of that is broadcast rights, 30% is program, 5% other rights, 4% other revenue. Distribution to the Olympic movement, Olympic Games, athletic development, 90%. 90% goes to the games and athletic development and the Olympic movement, and 10% goes to the operations and activities. Let's scroll down. Let's see what else we got. 9% distributed to sport and athletic development across the globe. Because IOC is a nonprofit organization, 9% of the revenues from the games go straight back into sport and athletic development. In total, around 2.8 billion is put towards staging the Olympic Games to ease the financial burden on the host cities, from Athens in 2004 to Tokyo in 2020 summer editions, and from Salt Lake City 2020 to Beijing 22 Winter Olympics. The IOC has increased its contribution towards the success of the Games, allocating a total USD of $1.829 million for Tokyo 2020. And that's supposed to be 1.82 million, or that's supposed to be that's weird how they have it like that. 970. Okay, yeah, so that'd be a billion then? It's 970 million. Would that be a billion? 189. Okay. But either way, I believe my point is kind of proven here. 90% of the money brought in goes right back into it. It's not even a private business like the WNBA. Sorry, guys. Hold on. This freaking light is killing my eyeball, my contacts. But look at that. 90% of the income brought in goes right back into the program. So from a profitability standpoint, I mean, it's sorry about to breathe into a mic like that, but this is just a simple argument. This is just with one Google search. Now I'm not gonna search this all night, but just from one simple Google search, we see that for one, the Olympics do not need money, and they do not need Caitlin Clark to bring them money. First and foremost, so that kills this whole business side argument. Because while yes, it may bring more in, it's not needed. And not only that, Caitlyn is popular in America the most. You get the most bang for your buck in America. I highly doubt she's going to sell out an arena in where are the Olympics? It's coming up in Paris. I mean, she may get a good following in Paris. Paris, a Western country, so they would be pretty, intrigued to see her. But I doubt she's going to sell out an arena in Paris just for her. People are going to be there anyway. And then, when it comes, we'll just have to, well, let's just ask that right quick. Let's just see, do Olympic arenas sell out for women's basketball? Sorry. Olympic. Olympic arenas sell out for women's basketball. Okay, what is this? What's Rolling Stone saying? Rolling Stone be lying too about shit, but let's see what they're talking about right here. Okay, yes. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I just want to see if the basketball arenas sell out. Come on, help me out. Give me some. Okay, so what was the last Olympics at? Okay, let me see. Olympic Games. Tokyo 2020. Okay, sold women's basketball sold out arena women's basketball Tokyo Olympics. So Wikipedia. Let's see if they have a ballpark on how many people showed up. Draw. Uh, y'all have any information on the attendance? Do we see anything about attendance on there? Ranking, bracket, final ranking. Oh, this is another thing I was going to, get into, but look at that shit. Look at that. Excuse me. 6 and fucking 0. I mean, when they said the team was stacked, I mean, they weren't lying. And like I said, that's another thing we're going to get into is how long they've been winning and the type of win streak they've been on. Like, it is amazing. Look, they lead pretty much every single freaking category. I mean, okay, we got 2 in the top 5 in scoring, 2 in the top 6 in rebounding, with the top rebounder, 2 in the top 5 for assists, 1 in the top 5 for blocks, no one in the leading for steals, 3 in the top 6 for efficiency. Team stats, those are individual stats. Team stats, number 1 in points, number 1 in rebounds, number 1 in assists, number 1 in blocks, number 1 in efficiency. I mean, come on. American MVP, 2 Americans on the All-Star team. So I'm not seeing anything about attendance. Let's see if we can find something about ticket sales then. Y'all have anything about the ticket sales? Nothing about ticket sales, huh? I mean, is that what it's from? How's that gonna be, John? Okay, so let's just look for ticket sales. Women's basketball. I see. Now I had not even looked any of this up, but just having the general knowledge of the Olympics and how popular they are. I mean, off the bat, as soon as I heard the news and their reason for it, it was obvious. Anyone who's not leaning to, just like with the conservative liberal side, it's translating to here. Most conservatives are going with Caitlin Clark. Most liberals are going with Angel Reese. So anyone who's not leaning to either side or the other can clearly see, even with this information, that it was a sound decision and it was a good decision. Basketball, ticket sales, Tokyo. Why do I keep hitting A for Olympics? Let's see if they'll have something. You're just gonna show the stats, right? Nothing about the sales, but either way, you know, my point is proven. Mr. Portner here is basically using so-called business acumen, business knowledge, as a mask to really hide what he's feeling, and which I'm getting to that later. Let's watch another video. I'm just gonna tell you, tonight, yeah, I'm going to be on I'm going to be I'm going to be on everyone, but mainly I'm going to be on conservatives tonight when it comes to this Caitlin Clark deal. Because it's just ridiculous. I'm going to be on both sides though, because even even the left, they're delusional if they're not acknowledging what Caitlin Clark has done, and is doing. And that's the whole fucking thing. Neither side wants to acknowledge the truth about either side. Nobody does. And let me just look it up. Outkick. So check this out. Here is the absolute most unbiased, neutral um, reasoning to the growth of the NBA in just a moment. Because everybody either wants to say one or two things. Either it's all Caitlin Clark or it's just the rookie class. Okay? All right. So, first and foremost, removing anything that's happened in the past few years. Most things with enough popularity and enough backing behind it will eventually succeed, especially when there's a good product being given. Even if the majority has no idea that a good product is being given, whenever you have the funding, the capital, whenever you have a certain amount of popularity, and whenever you're putting out a good product, eventually it's going to get better. It's going to grow. Let's just take the stock markets, for example. I think I was looking back in 2000, the Dow was, I don't know. Let me go and look it up before I lie. Let me just give you an example. Dow price 2000. Can I see the max on this? Okay, so just look. This is the Dow Jones. I can pretty much go to any stock of any successful company now and show you where they have increased since this time period. Any company, just randomly. Like I can just click on any company, and of course I'm clicking on big big companies. Let's see the max for Nvidia. So since '99. Oh wow, so Nvidia hadn't too much of a gain, but there's a gain. Let's just click on another random company though and see. Just random. So of course Amazon. Of course you're going to see the rise with Amazon. Look at that. Let me click on another random company that's been around. Of course Apple, of course Google, of course Tesla. You can go to any of these companies and the right backing, um, 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 the right amount of popularity and the right product, you're going to grow. You're going to get better. You can look at the NBA itself. Same thing. I mean, that goes millions and millions of businesses. YouTube channels. Anything that you do for a period of time with a certain amount of popularity, a certain amount of backing, is being able to afford to do it, and good product is going to grow. So the WNBA, minus whoever became the popular star, was going to grow anyway. Same way with the NBA. The NBA would have became what it is today anyway, whether it had been Michael Jordan or someone else. The cards just fell that Michael Jordan, Bird, Magic, all that stuff happened to happen for them, but they were going to grow anyway. And which is also something else I'm gonna touch on, and a correlation between those two, and how the NBA became what it was. But just going back to what started this whole thing with the popularity of the WNBA, from a common sense standpoint, with those three things, it was going to get better anyway. No matter who was the vehicle to bring it along, it was bound to happen just like any stock, any company. When you're looking at the, analytics, and you're talking about losing money, a company being not profitable multiple years. Look how long Amazon was not profitable. You have bukus of companies who were not profitable for years before they became profitable. So, I don't want to hear shit about, them not being profitable. Like any company that's putting out a good product eventually is going to do good. So the WNBA was destined to become what it was going to become anyway, especially with a backer like the NBA. And for them to subsidize them in a loss each year, obviously it wasn't too much of a loss, and they could have continued doing it. So first and foremost, before anything else, the WNBA was going to grow anyway. Now, would it still be as popular as it is right now without the events of the past few years? I don't believe it would. It was growing, it was getting better. But as with all things, when something does become sustainable, it becomes sustainable from some type of exponential growth, some type of accelerant, something that boomed it either in revenue or popularity or good service. There was an exponential growth that helped it reach to a point of sustainability. So just like with any company, um, Apple with the internet and computers, it hit a boom. The gaming industry, Sony, um, Microsoft, all of the gaming developers, when their games hit that boom, it exponentiated their growth. They probably would have done good anyway, but it boomed them. So every business model has, and especially one that's super successful, has a moment of exponential growth. So without the events of the past few years, which we're about to get into now, I do not believe that the WNBA would be at the stage it is now at this point because it has boomed. So now getting to now that I've established that, or that we've established that the WNBA was growing and would grow and would get to the point it is now, and that it's going to continue to be one day, had it not been for the events of the past 3 or 4 years, then it would not be here. And as much as either side would hate to hear it, it was not just one person who is responsible for the exponential growth, for the accelerant that's been added to the WNBA that's brought in the amount of viewership that it has. It was actually both, along with a plethora of other factors. Women's college basketball had been becoming like women's college basketball was leaps and bounds ahead of the WNBA, even going all the way back to Stewie, 2016, 4 times in a row, Mighty Moore. So those women were building up college basketball then. Okay, so let's go a few years ago to when Kayla enters. She comes in with her style, virtually under the radar. Angel Reese comes in, virtually under the radar. And with all the attention and interest that was built up in women's college basketball, it all came to a boiling point when Caitlin had made a name for herself and she met an undefeated South Carolina. Now, we cannot leave South Carolina out of this equation. Had it not been South Carolina who they beat, it would not have elevated her. But going back even before that to the infamous moment where she gave the "you can't see me" to what people thought was Haley Van Linen, but it wasn't. She was really talking to her trainer. They were having a moment of celebration, but everybody thought she was doing it to Haley Van Linen. And boom, that moment, boom, went viral. So this is even before they beat South Carolina. So again, with all of the buildup that had occurred with the college, the NCAA women's basketball, leading up to the point to where she made that move and she went viral for that. It was the pop on the pimple. It was the release of a volcano. It was the overflow. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. And well, you know what? I would say it was the straw before the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah, yeah, I would have to say it. Because yeah, it went viral. It was great. It was really good. Now we go on the other hand, we have Angel Reese, who this same year has been building her reputation, the Bayou Barbie. You know, sassy mouth, in your face. You know, a lot of conservative people don't like to see a sassy mouth black girl. Which now I'm putting race into it, which I'm gonna get into later, because we have to get into that. But they don't like to see that. So you have her getting popular with her way, and then you have Caitlin Clark, country white girl, middle America white girl. You have a lot of liberals who don't like to see um, heterosexual, maybe conservative, middle American white girls do their thing the way they do it. So you have those two sides already clashing, already building all this time. The whole time Caitlin's doing good, leading up to that game in Louisville. You have the people who like her, the people who hate her. The whole time Angel leading up to the game before they played Caitlin them, her side hate her, the people who hating her, the people who love her. Both of these sides are already in contention. She does the "you can't see me," goes viral. Next game, beats South Carolina, undefeated team, Dawn Staley, two-time champion already. I believe at that time she was. Let me look it up. I'm gonna be like Uncle Ocho. I love Uncle Ocho though, but they always be saying shit, and before they look it up, and then sometimes they don't look it up. They get Ash to look it up. Ash looks it up a lot of times, but yeah, oh my God, I love Uncle Ocho. Watch him all the time. Okay, what am I looking up? Um, shit, I forgot just that quick. I am looking up what was it? The championship game or the um. Oh, I forgot what I said. Talking about Uncle Ocho, but either way, going back to my point, everything leading up. Oh yeah, I said it beat South Carolina. Yeah, I was trying to see what South Carolina. Let me see. South Carolina basketball. Oh shit, I'm on the wrong thing. I need to go back. I just need to see if they were already champions already by that time. South Carolina women's basketball. Okay, so they won in 22. Okay, so they won in 22. So that was in 23 that the okay. So she was already a two-time champion. So she was a two-time champion. Dawn Staley was a two-time champion. So two-time champion Dawn Staley. Back to the subject now. Two-time champion Dawn Staley. Kayla Clark beats her, adding more hype, bringing in more fans. This is a two-time champion coach, undefeated team, right after a viral moment, and you cannot you have to see how important that viral moment was, you know, with adding to what was already built up. Okay, adding to it. Now adding more to it. The undefeated Dawn Staley two-time champion, Aaliyah Boston, best college player at the time. Now the next game, women's national championship. Angel Reese returns the favor. When Angel Reese returned the favor, that was all she wrote for the Camel's back. That was the last straw. That was the accelerant. That was the um, lid blown off the top. That was the radiator cap popping off. That was the volcano erupting. That was the combination of years of great talent of women's basketball, finally getting the bump when people like Maya Moore, Bree Stewart came. I know there's a lot more, but those are the only ones right now popping off my head. The main ones who are like catalysts, who themselves brought more eyes in. Dawn Staley, South Carolina, 15, 17 years, winning two championships, undefeated, and then boom. Like that one moment is the reason for the exponential growth of the WNBA and women's basketball. That one moment put the attention and the popularity on women's basketball to where it could continue to manifest and grow to where it is now. So for either side to say that only one is responsible or a whole draft class is responsible is just complete bullshit. It was a plethora of things that led to the moment that led to the exponential growth of the WNBA. So you can't have one without the other. It's cause and effect. And Caitlin is that vehicle. So now that I've dealt with the history and I've dealt with the actual reason for the exponential growth of the WNBA, where it is now. Now I want to talk more about, let me see, which one I want to do first. I think I need to do the real reason. So yeah, I need to do the real reason first of why the divide is, so much there beyond the just the conservative and liberal, because that could encompass anybody. But we do know that most. Oh, before I move on, I just want to play this outkick thing right here. So before I move on, I'm gonna play this guy right here. Look at him. Look, look. All right, outkick. Uh, very conservative outlet. So this is their complete narrative. All right, that this is all it is just pure jealousy, right? And of course, he mentions, there's white girls coming in. He's saying that's the sentiment of the women in the WNBA. All right, yeah, he's right about that. There is jealousy, of course. There should be. It's competition. And all of that, you're human. It happens. Somebody's getting more than what you're getting, and you worked harder for it, and you didn't get it the way they got it. So, of course, it happens everywhere. Happens on every job. Happens in every church. Happens on every team. Where are there not jealous people? Show me. Show me. Where are there not jealous people? Of course they're jealous. You don't think they were jealous of Jordan? You don't think they were jealous of Magic and Bird? You don't think Magic wasn't jealous of Bird? Of course there's jealousy. But that's what gives fuel to competitive sports. Before I move on to the race thing. Yes, that was a cheap shot. Of course. Now the quality game basketball, you want to say. I say it's bullshit. Anytime you're in a contact sport, contact is going to happen. It's not as violent as football or hockey or rugby or something more violent, but it's still in a sense itself requires a level of violence. You have to be physical with people. And when you're dealing with people, of course, some are going to be more physical than others. It happens. But see, it's the hypocrisy of guys like this and the whole, conservative movement on this side of it, when they try to make it seem as if this is not a part of it. As if she's not supposed to be targeted. She is supposed to be targeted. She's the number one freaking pick. Show me a job where the new hot shot coming in taking other veterans' jobs is not going to be targeted. Show me the industry where the new hot shot person can come in, get more than the veterans, and not get targeted. I mean,
I
my
mean, my
God,
God,
the
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 freaking
freaking
military,
military,
the
the
NCOs.
NCOs.
You had
You
this
had this
fucking
fucking
hotshot
hotshot
ass
ass
captain
captain
come in
come in
fresh out
fresh out
of
of
OCS.
OCS.
Fucking
Fucking
NCO
NCO
been here
been here
30
30
fucking
fucking
years, and he
years, and
got
he
to
got
look
to
up to
look up
him
to
and
him
say,
and say,
"Yes,
"Yes,
sir."
sir."
You don't
You don't
think it's a
think it's a
fucking
fucking
jealousy
jealousy
going
going
on? You
on? You
don't
don't
think
think
like this
like
shit
this shit
happens
happens
even in
even
the
in the
military?
military?
All
All
type of
type
folk
of
be
folk
doing
be
all
doing all
type of
type of
dirty
dirty
evil
evil
shit, and
shit,
that's the
and that's the
fucking
fucking
military.
military.
So
So
anywhere,
anywhere,
anywhere you
anywhere you
have
have
freaking
freaking
human
human
beings, man,
beings, man,
and that's
and
the
that's the
hypocrisy that I
hypocrisy that I
cannot
cannot
stand.
stand.
Is
Is
acting as
acting
if
as if
human
human
beings are not
beings are
other
not other
human
human
beings.
beings.
But
But
moving
moving
back
back
to
to
the
the
sport
sport
itself,
itself,
the
the
sport
sport
is
is
has a
has a
level of
level of
violence to
violence
it.
to it.
And of
And of
course, when you're
course, when you're
dealing with
dealing with
human
human
beings,
beings,
they're
they're
going to
going
do
to do
more
more
than what's
than what's
required at
required at
times. They're
times.
going to
They're going to
break the
break the
rules,
rules,
but it's
but it's
still
still
all a
all a
part of
part
it.
of it.
My
My
God,
God,
man.
man.
Look at what
Look at
Joe.
what Joe.
And see, now
And
I
see,
hate
now I
to
hate to
compare
compare
Caitlyn to
Caitlyn to
Jordan
Jordan
because now
because
I'm
now I'm
finna move
finna
on to
move
my
on to my
other
other
um,
um
part of this
part of this
argument
argument,
so that
so
I
that I
can,
can,
you know,
you know,
talk about
talk
her
about
true
her true
comparisons.
comparisons.
But,
But
just to
just to
finish that
finish that
off,
off,
like
like
it's
it's
there's always
it's
gonna be
always gonna be
jealousy in
jealousy in
anything.
anything.
So let's
So
not
let's not
single
single
this out
this out
as if it
as if
didn't
it didn't
happen to
happen
other
to other
players.
players.
What
What
about the
about
other
the other
number one
number
picks
one
when they
picks when they
came in?
came in?
What
What
about them?
about them?
But
But
see,
see,
no
no
one was
one was
covering it
covering
then.
it then.
And
And
again,
again,
another
another
problem I'm
problem
going to
we're
get
gonna
to.
get to.
Now that
Now
all
that
these
all these
eyes are
eyes
on
are
it,
on it,
now you
now you
want to
want to
fucking
fucking
nitpick.
nitpick.
Back the
Back the
fuck
fuck
up.
up.
You have
You have
not been here
not
the
been here the
past few
past
years.
few years.
Myself,
Myself,
I have
I
not
have
been here
not
the
been here the
past few
past
years.
few years.
I
I
wasn't
wasn't
watching the
watching the
fucking
fucking
NBA. I
NBA.
mean
I mean
WNBA. I
WNBA. I
wasn't
was
studying it.
studying it.
It
It
was,
was,
I would
I
catch
would catch
highlights
highlights
here and there,
here and
but
there, but
it was
it
not
was not
something I paid
something I paid
attention to,
attention
not
to,
even
not even
much
much.
women's college
College
basketball.
basketball.
It wasn't
It
on my
wasn't on my
radar.
radar.
It
It
wasn't.
wasn't.
But
But
now that
now
it
that it
is,
is,
for
for
one,
one,
I'm not
I'm
going to
not going
come
to come
in
in
and try
and
to
try to
tell
tell
them
them
to
to
fix their
fix their
league.
league.
It's
It's
too
too
physical.
physical.
Like, man,
Like,
get
man,
the
get
hell
the
out of
hell out
here.
of here.
We talk
We
about
talk
the
about the
men not
men
being
not being
physical
physical
enough,
enough,
but then we
but then
come
we
here and say
come
the
and say
women
the
are too
women are too
physical.
physical.
No,
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 not at all.
not at all.
There's
There's
supposed to be
supposed to be
jealousy and
jealousy and
competition.
competition.
There,
There,
there
there
is
is
supposed to
supposed
be
to
a
be a
certain level
certain
of
level of
violence
violence
in
in
any type
any
of
type
field
of
of
physical
sport.
sport.
And
And
there's
there's
supposed to be
supposed to be
human
human
beings
beings
there
there
who are
who are
going to
going to
act out of
act out of
emotion,
emotion,
who are
who are
going
going
to
to
break the
break the
rules,
rules,
who are
who are
going
going
to
to
sometimes do
sometimes
the
do the
extreme.
extreme.
But it
But it
happens to
happens to
everybody.
everybody.
So
So
stop with
stop
the
with the
fucking
fucking
hypocrisy,
hypocrisy,
conservative
conservative
hypocrisy,
hypocrisy,
because you
because you
didn't care
didn't care
about the
about the
other
other
rookies it
rookies it
happened to.
happened to.
The
The
other
other
number one
number one
rookies it
rookies it
happened to.
happened to.
Happened to
Happened
all
to
of them.
all of them.
But you don't
But you
care
don't
about
care
that.
about that.
All right?
All right.
So
So
now moving
now
on to
moving
my
on to my
next thing,
next thing,
the race
the
thing.
race thing.
Now,
Now,
just like
just
I
like I
got down
got
to the
down to the
brass
brass
tacks
tacks
of
of
why
why
the
the
WNBA is
WNBA
so
is so
popular
popular
now
now
and
and
what got
what
it to
got it
that
to that
point
point
and what
and what
exponentiated to the
exponentiated to
point
the
that it
point
is
it is
now.
now.
We're going to
We're
get
going to
down to
get
the
down to the
brass
brass
tacks of
tacks of
the
the
divide
divide
between
between
Caitlin
Caitlin
Clark
Clark
and
and
Angel
Angel
Reese.
Reese.
Just like
Just
he
like he
said
said
his
his
thoughts on what
thoughts
he
on what he
thought
thought
the
the
um,
um,
WNBA
WNBA
players
players
were
were
saying,
saying,
because the
because the
majority of the
majority of the
WNBA is
WNBA is
black.
black.
And
And
he
he
said that they
said
were
that they were
saying,
saying,
we're not going to
we're
let
not
this
gonna let this
white girl
white girl
come in
come in
here
here
who's not
who's not
lesbian,
lesbian,
who's
who's
not,
not,
you
you
know,
know,
homosexual, who's
homosexual,
not
who's not
lesbian.
lesbian.
We're not going
We're
to
not
let her
gonna let
come
her
in here and
come in
do
here and
this.
do this.
So,
So
um, again,
again,
yes,
yes,
fella,
fella,
you're exactly
exactly
right.
right.
That's
That's
exactly what
exactly what
those
those
black,
black
who you
who you
call
call
ugly
ugly
lesbians,
lesbians,
and
and
as
as
if,
if
again,
again
hypocrisy
hypocrisy
again,
again,
you know,
you know,
as if
as
the
if the
WNBA
WNBA
only
only
has
has
ugly
ugly
lesbians, and
lesbians,
that's
and
it.
that's it.
As if
As
there
if
are
there are
no
no
beautiful
beautiful
women,
women,
as if
as
there
if
are
there are
no
no
um, Deegan
Deegan
Smith,
Smith,
Skylar
Skylar
Deegan
Diggins
Smith,
Smith,
as if
as
there
if
are
there are
no.
no.
See,
See,
I really I know
I know
Skylar Diggins
Skylar
Smith
Diggins
because
Smith
she's
because
all because she's
she's
hot, so
hot,
I've
so I've
always
always
seen
seen
her.
her.
Um,
Um,
but
but
there are
there are
plenty of
plenty of
women,
women,
so
so
many,
many,
you know.
you know,
And
and
since
since
black women
black
at
women
that,
at that,
since you're
since you're
referring to
referring
the
to the
majority of
majority
NBA
of NBA
women,
women,
black and
black and
lesbian,
lesbian,
there's a
there are
lot
a
of
lot of
black
black
beautiful
beautiful
women in
women
the
in the
WNBA
WNBA
that
that
you
you
just
just
fail to
fail
look
to
at
look at
because you want
because
to
you
push
want to
it
push
there
in
that
there
it
that
is
it is
only
only
completely
completely
full of
full of
black lesbians, which it is. They're okay, but there are also a lot of heterosexual women. And yes, when you have a lot of a certain type, when another comes in, they're gonna feel it. Skylar Diggins Smith said the same freaking thing, same fucking thing. But were you making the video about this outkick? Were you all up in arms about Skylar Diggins Smith getting treated differently because she was a lesbian? No, you weren't. Fake outrage, fucking hypocrisy. But moving back to my point. Yes, they said that. Yes, they don't want the white girl coming and taking it. Yes, race is a big part of it. Race is the brass tacks behind the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese or problem or issue. Or it's not even a problem or issue. I'm not even going to say that. Situation. But nobody, again, nobody ever wants to admit that. Conservatives never want to admit it's about race. That's their biggest fault, I would say, is that they will jump from here to fucking Pluto to try to mask the fact, just like Portnoy did when he was masking my business side without even looking at the business numbers. They will jump to fucking Pluto to try to fucking mask that shit. Just like a lot of times liberals will jump to fucking Pluto trying to make it racial. They both do the same shit. They just do it different ways. Same size, different coin. But if we're gonna ever be get anything done in society, we're gonna have to be completely fucking honest. This whole thing is white and black. Our whole country is white and black. And that's a whole other tangent for me to go off on. But just to jump into it a little bit, not too much. If it's not about race, which I hate when people say that because it is, but if it's not about race, why does our country still have keep racial statistics? Stop with all racial statistics. Take race off applications. Stop with all racial statistics. And then, and I believe that until then, our country is about race. And this situation is about race. The majority of white people, not all, of course, because everybody's different, but the majority of white people who are conservative love Caitlin Clark because she's everything that they love. The majority of black people who are liberal like Angel Reese because she relates to them and that's what they love. And of course, you have minorities on each side who like the other. But it boils down to fucking race, freaking race. Which, guess what? It's okay. It's fine. It's okay if you like her because she's white. It's okay to only want to like somebody because they're white. It's okay if you want to like Angel Reese because she's black. Okay in the sense of, for one, it's just okay because you're a person. If that's your thing, that's your thing. As long as you don't hurt people because of the way you feel. But either way, it's so good for this situation with it being about race because anything that people are passionate about, they spend money on. They invest in. And goddamn it, if nothing else, humans are passionate about fucking race. I mean, they are passionate about it. And it's okay to be passionate about it because it brings in money. Dave Portnoy wants to talk about the business side of his mind. People spend so much money along racial lines that, I mean, it's completely exponential. Let's just take rap music. Rap music would not be as successful as it was without white people buying it. It would not. Could not. Had to happen. When it comes to competition, when it comes to sports, dividing among race brings in the money. Let's go back to history. Let's go all the way back to the boxing. Joe Louis versus the Great White Hype, or whoever he fought. They loved it. Brought in so much money. And until we can admit that race is important, race is matter. I mean, race does matter, and race is the reason why most of us take the sides we take. We're never going to get. We're never going to heal. Let's come up to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali and what white boxer did he fight? He fought some white boxers. Irish guy, I remember stepped on his toe. But boom, they loved it. And the prime example. Now I can talk about who compare Caitlyn to. It's Larry Bird for Caitlyn, Magic Johnson for Angel Reese. People love to spend money based on race. Race brings in the money, especially in competitive forms. Mike Tyson. Don't you know how many white folks were mad? Mike Tyson was knocking out all the white boys. Everybody wanted to see Mike Tyson knock some white boys out. So from the black side, but then you had your blacks who hated it. They hated Mike Tyson. Again, you always have your minority who go for the other side. But it's all fucking Larry and Magic and Larry all over again. And going back to exponential growth, that was the exponential growth for the NBA. And guys, this old, I guarantee you, this dude, when Magic was coming into the league, how much? I would bet my life savings, which is not much. But this guy, when Magic came into the league in '79, was saying the same shit that conservatives, just like him, are saying about most of the white people are saying about Andrew Reese now. Same thing with Caitlyn. Most black people are saying the same thing about Caitlyn that they said about Larry. Like the shortness of people's memory. It doesn't baffle me and it doesn't surprise me anymore. But it is fucking. I mean, it is just. It's so. I really don't know how to explain it. The way that we forget the past so much and we constantly repeat the same mistakes after we've seen it happen before. I mean, it's perplexing. Is the best way that I can, kind of describe. Because I understand it, so I'm not confused by it. But the same thing happened with Magic and Bird. And look at how it grew the NBA. And here we are again at the same precipice. The WNBA has been like, it's wild that the universe has gifted the Women's Basketball Association the same gift it gifted the Men's Basketball Association to help it exponentiate. And it was all rooted in race. Our whole country is white and black. It will forever be white and black. No matter what it is. And we'll always have that. So it's really time to stop denying it and accept it. Main problem is though, which what I said earlier about how each side would jump to the moon to the conservative white side will jump to the moon, or just conservative side Peter jump to the moon to deny the racism. The liberal side will jump to the moon or jump to Pluto. Both of them will jump to Pluto. But the liberal side will jump to Pluto to make it racism. Like they both, they won't just come to the middle and just see it for what it is. It's okay. And it ought to be okay. And that's the thing, see. We have to make it okay for people to be. I'm not going to say a word like that until I give an explanation first, but I'm going to just say we all allow people to have their preference, especially when it's only skin deep. When there's no bigotry behind it, when there's no maliciousness behind it, because you can have a preference and still not hate people, And just to kind of explain what I'm saying, about what it's okay, the word racist and the word racism, we use it wrong for the most part. All right, and this is a big reason why we can't, we're not able to be honest with each other. It's because we take the word racism and we correlate it with bigotry. So I'm gonna just go off on this little tangent right here. Okay, so just textbook definition of racism. Here it is. The belief that humans may be divided into separate and exclusive biological entities called races, that there's a causal link between inherited physical traits and traits of personalities, intellect, morality, and other cultural and behavior features, and that some races inherently are superior to others. Okay, this is racism on the surface. It says the term also applies to political, economic, legal institutions and systems perpetuating discrimination based on race, Okay, right. But this is the basic definition of racism, which is basically a preference and a belief in your preference. And people hate it when you compare stuff to stuff, but I mean, like, things correlate for a reason. Just like if you're talking about women and relationships and you relate to a car, I'll say, oh, you relate women to a car. I mean, like, things correlate across different mediums, whether it be humans, animals, in inanimate objects, like lessons and concepts and context applies across all things. So racism on its surface is only a belief in superiority, and not even with the superiority. I mean, the superiority can be there, but you just believe that you're better based off the color of your skin, which is no more different than, again, and here I go comparing, and I just told you about comparisons now. Like, it still correlates. The context is still there. There's no difference in having the preference of thinking that you're better because you're tall, right? So, what's the word we're gonna come up with to describe people who feel like because I'm tall, I'm superior? All tall people are superior, and they won't let short people in their establishment. They won't date short people. They don't want to marry short people. They do not want to be around short people at all. What is the word for that? Heightism? I mean, but even so, that's their decision. As long as their belief does not inflict on someone else, what the crap does it matter? Like, and I'm saying all this to say that we're using the wrong definition for racism because we attribute it to hatred. Racism on the surface is no more than a preference and a belief in superiority of that preference, which can apply to anything. It's just that we're so traumatized, which again, I don't understand it. We're so traumatized by the fact that throughout history, so much death and destruction has been caused by race. It wasn't caused by height or heightism, as I like to coin the term. It wasn't caused by that. I think I coined the term. It could already be a thing. I guess I'll look it up too and see if that's a thing already. Heightism. But it's all just preference. Height discrimination. Heightism. So it exists. So, but again, I know why we don't care about heightism, because no one was ever hung because they were tall. No one was ever raped or beaten or lynched because they were tall. So, I understand the PTSD that comes behind racism, but we really have to not redefine it, but get back to its original definition and separate it from hating bigotry. Because on the surface, it's okay to feel like your race, be proud of your race, and feel like it's superior. As long as your beliefs don't affect nobody. But it's okay to feel that way. And saying all that to say, it should be okay for people to say their preference, even if it is race. Because for one, first and foremost, when you allow people to express their racism, and again, I'm not using racism in the sense that mainstream uses it, hate and all this, and all that. I'm using it in the book definition, the textbook definition sense of racism, which is just pride in one's own race and wanting to be exclusive with one's own race and with one's own race. That word in itself needs to be okay for people to be, because it allows you to see that person, and then you're able to make a decision based off who they are, because they're able to be honest with you. And see, now we've used it so much that now it's provided a shield for people who are actually racist, which, you know, anybody can be racist, but, we like to coin the conservatives with the racism for the most part, because, of course, they're the ones who, again, mostly white, most conservatives are mostly white, and a few blacks who are there with them, but, they're the ones who perpetuated racism and, slavery and all that stuff. So, we want to coin the conservatives with the racism thing, but, again, it's everywhere. But it should be okay to say that you have a preference based on race, because now they're not able to hide their arguments or their masks. Remember I was talking about the masks earlier, right? Let's go back to Dave Portnoy, okay? Let's go back to this guy. Now, if it was okay for them to be racist, again, not in the sense of what the mainstream is dealing with hate, only in the textbook definition of racism or racist, which means I want to be separated, I want to be my own kind, I love my own kind, I want to say that. If they were allowed to do that, they would not be able to use the mask of the straw man arguments and the gaslighting that they use to try to get their racist beliefs across. They wouldn't be able to do it. In the same way on the liberal side. They wouldn't be able to use their straw man arguments, if they're just able to say, oh yeah, it's about black, which, a lot of them do say it's about black. So they kind of do have the anonymity, but, anonymity. But, well, I'm not going to say anonymity because that's unknown. They have that, I just say leeway. But we have to allow people to do that if we're ever going to heal this country, because, I would much rather prefer a person who says, you know what, I'm white, I love white, all I want is white, I don't want to deal with nobody black, no matter how, whatever I don't care what they feel about black people, because, it's whatever. Let them do that. How they feel about anybody, let them be that way, as long as their belief is not affecting anyone. Let them feel that way, because that lets you know to stay the fuck away, stay the hell away from them. Which is a whole other tangent I could go into. I wish they had done the civil rights movement. These people that want you in their freaking stores, stay away. Go and get out. Go build your own. You got stores in your own neighborhood. Let's build our own neighborhood. That's a whole other thing. Going back to this. The Caitlin Clark, Angela Reese situation boils down, for the most part, to race. And it's okay that it boils down to race. What we need to do is embrace that shit. Embrace it. Use it. Yes, all the white people and the people and conservatives and people with conservative views come out for Caitlin. Support, politics. All the black people. Don't let these white people outdo you. Come out for Angela Reese. And all the liberals and the white people who support Angela Reese. Everybody come out. Let's Let this be the Civil War. Again, it worked for the it worked for the NBA. Okay, it worked for them. Back then, they were more willing to say, "Oh yeah, that's Larry Legend. That's a white boy. I'm with him." And then you had the brother say, "Oh yeah, that's a brother. That's a cool cat. That's Magic. It's my guy." They want to say my guy, but I'm with him, Jack. And it grew the NBA. It grew the NBA. All right. So, and then here's another tidbit for you. So not only is the WNBA poised to what the NBA did, not only has the universe given them the pretty much the same similar situation that exponentiated the NBA in one instance, it's going to give it to them again, just like it did the NBA. You had Magic and Bird. They did their thing, exponentiated. And then you had Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan came, and there's not even a word to express what he did for the NBA. I can't even come up with a word. Exponentiate, aggregate, or there's not a word to express the impact that that man had on the NBA after what was already built up by the previous ones. Michael Jordan took it. Boom. The rest is history. Now, here we are again. We have Magic and Bird. And what? So Magic and Bird came in 79, Mike came in 84, so like 5 years. So we have Clark and Reese, and maybe in the next 4, maybe 3 years, we're gonna have Juju. Juju, and this is my bold prediction. She's probably gonna break Caitlin's scoring record, or the scoring record period. Again, which is another tangent I can get off in on because, if you're shooting 3-pointers, there's no way you're breaking the record where people didn't shoot 3-pointers. But anyway, Juju, I believe she's going to break the record. And I believe she's going to have the Michael Jordan effect for the WNBA when she comes, because she is out freaking standing. What is Juju last name? Because I'm about to say Juju Schuster, and I know that's the football player. Juju Watkins. Juju Watkins. This young lady, she is going to be the next Michael. She's going to have the Michael Jordan effect on. She's going to have the Michael Jordan effect on the WNBA. Mark my words. I'm Ron Kitty of the WNBA. She's going to be the Michael Jordan of the WNBA, and she's going to have that effect. So, what we need to do now is freaking embrace it, man. Like, just look at all these. Just look at all these different. Look, just look at all these different videos. He wrecks the WNBA. Fucking Clay Travis. Like, come on, man. Like, all these people have blinders on. Conservative blinders, liberal blinders. Every last one of them. Look at all this. That stuff Charles Barkley did. Like, that shit was so uncalled for. Like, all this is so uncalled for. What we need to do is embrace everything we're seeing. The WNBA does not need to do anything about the physicality. Let that shit stay. It's very entertaining. Cheap shots are going to happen. Yes, it's a part of the game. Yes, it is. You cannot have a game without it. Like, it happens. People are human. We would have to be robots for us not. For us to say that. Oh, that's not a part of the game. You can't say that shit when you're dealing with human beings. And then again, everybody went through it. So if you didn't have that outrage, the previous people who went through it don't have this outrage now. Don't have it now because it's bullshit. Enjoy it. This is what we need. This is what the WNBA needs. This is entertaining. People love violence. We do. We love it. People love drama. We love turmoil. We love competition. We love fighting down racial lines. That's all five fingers put together to make a fist to build a WNBA. All five factors that could grow this league. So we need to embrace that, man. All these narratives of Kayla's being treated um, way worse. Okay, she probably is. It's a part of the fucking game. Yes, she is. Yes, she's been targeted. Yes, she's being beat down on. Yes, she's being hit off ball fouls and balls not in bounds, dead balls. Yes, it's a part of it. It happens to other rookies. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody who came through there. Nothing's happened to her new that hadn't happened to anyone else. Only problem is that you and we have not been here to see it. Have not been there to see it. So really anybody who is complaining about the WNBA at this point really needs to shut the hell up, because where have you been the past 10 years? Don't bring your ass in here now. Come and trying to correct these folks. Shit, sit your ass down. Shut up, watch the show, or go watch something else. Because whether you watch it or not, again, just like the stock, it's growing. It's going to get better and better anyway. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Whether you watch it or fucking not, the cat is out of the bag now. It's just like in the NFL. Everybody say they're going to protest and burn all them jerseys and shit. Now look at the NFL. Again, that's a whole other thing. Conservative, liberal, white, black, all this shit. Same thing. Everybody rose colored lenses. Nobody wants to look down in the middle. Y'all mad at him about kneeling for a song. But you don't feel shit about the veterans. Veterans are the worst treated around here. Again, that's a whole other subject for a whole other time. But this is all this fake outrage. It's completely delusional. It's all down racial lines, and everyone has all these false arguments. It is so crazy. Just, for example, just watch this. Just watch this false argument that he's going to use when all he really just needs to say is, "I'm white. I love Caitlyn, and I love her because she's white." And yeah, she's good. She's a good basketball player. It's crazy how they try to sound so fucking smart and be saying the dumbest fucking shit ever. People do care about the WNBA, obviously. Of course it will. Shit, nah. It's gonna run without him. So I mean, it just really wasn't, I guess too bad of an argument, but the fact that he's dead wrong. People do care about it. Like I said, the cat is out of the bag now. So no boycott is going to work on the WNBA. Like the cat's out of the bag, the shit's in the boom, the shit's in the pop. What's done is done now. So yeah, it's just wild that no one has a center line. Look, why isn't the WNBA? Oh, and oh my God, this guy, fucking Matt Matt Walsh. Yes. Right.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
See
See
ya.
ya.
See
See
some
some
variation in
variation in
English.
English.
See, this
See, this
goes
goes
with
with
must be the
must be the
black
black
person
person
talking.
talking.
You
You
know,
know,
like see
like
that
see that
slick
slick
shit.
shit.
Like
Like
see, you
see,
ain't
you
had
ain't
to do
have
a
to do
little
a little
slick
slick
shit on
shit
the
on the
side
side
like
like
that.
that. You know,
But
but
again,
again,
it's
it's
all
all
if
if
he
he
was
was
really
really
able to
able
say
to
how
say
he
how he
felt,
felt,
he'd be
he'd
like,
be like,
oh,
oh,
look at
look at
black
black
people
people
language.
language.
Which he
Which he
should
should
just say
just say
it. He
it.
should
He
be
should
able
be
to
able to
say
say
that.
that.
You
You
know?
know?
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
man,
man,
fake
fake
outrage.
outrage.
That's
That's
exactly what
exactly
they're
what they're
supposed to
supposed
do.
to do.
That's
That's
what's
what's
supposed to
supposed to
happen.
happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
there
there
was
was
putting
putting
on the
on the
show.
show.
It
It
was a
was a
show.
show.
Look how
Look
many
how many
people
people
are
are
talking
talking
about it.
about it.
But
But
you
you
all with
all with
these
these
narratives, you
narratives, you
just
just
push the
push the
bullshit,
bullshit,
push the
push the
bullshit,
bullshit,
push the
push the
bullshit.
bullshit.
Listen,
Listen,
if I
if
could
I
get a
could get a
message to
message to
Caitlin,
Caitlin,
which I'm
which I'm
pretty
pretty
sure she
sure she
probably
probably
knows,
knows,
but
but
I mean, and
and
this is
this
just
is just
basically
basically
for
for
everybody.
everybody.
Um,
Um,
listen,
listen,
she's
she's
gonna be
gonna be
awesome.
awesome.
She's
She's
gonna be
gonna be
great.
great.
This
This
is
is
the high
high
the
the
hardest
hardest
steel
steel
comes to the
comes to the
hottest fire.
hottest fire.
So,
So
I
I
believe
believe
she is a
she's a
competitor.
competitor.
I
I
believe,
believe
the
the
people are
people are
doing more
doing more
bitching and
bitching and
complaining than
complaining than
she is, and
she is,
that's
and
what's
that's
so
what's so
crazy,
crazy,
man.
man.
Like
Like
that's
that's
one of the
one of the
real
real
things I
things I
really
really
can't
can't
stand about
stand about
society
society
is
is
how
how
everybody
everybody
feels
feels
like
like
their
their
opinion
opinion
matters,
matters.
and it
And it
doesn't.
doesn't.
It really
It really
doesn't.
doesn't.
Even
Even
mine don't
mine doesn't
matter.
matter.
I mean,
I mean,
I just
I
like
just like
saying it,
saying it,
but the
but the
whole
whole
opinionated
opinionated
news
news
cycle that
cycle
we
that we
have
have
now,
now,
like the
like the
opinion-driven
opinion-driven
news
news
cycle that we
cycle that
have
we have
now,
now,
is
is
it's
it's
horrible.
horrible.
And I
And
would
I would
single-handedly
single-handedly
say that
say
that
that that
is
is
the
the
biggest
biggest
cause
cause
and
and
reason for
reason for
discourse in this
discourse in this
country is
country is
opinionated
opinionated
news.
news.
You know, is it's
It's
fucked up.
fucked up.
It's really
It's really
messed up.
messed up.
But
But
again, to
again, to
Caitlin,
Caitlin,
hey,
hey,
keep your
keep your
head
head
up,
up,
man.
man.
Like
Like
you are
you are
going to be
going to be
great.
great.
You're
You're
already
already
great,
great,
and you're
and
going to
you're
be
going to be
greater.
greater.
So,
So
like I
like I
see her
see her
at her
in her
interviews and
interviews,
she
and she
looks so
looks so
defeated,
defeated,
but she
but she
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
Like,
Like,
and
and
especially
especially
after a
after a
loss, you know,
loss, you know,
understand.
understand.
But
But
like,
like,
just
just
know
know
that
that
like
like
it's
it's
making you
making you
better,
better,
dude.
dude.
Like
Like
take it.
take it.
It
It
may
may
come
come
off
off
as
as
just look
just
at
look
all
at
the
all the
people
people
again.
again.
Go
Go
back to
back to
fucking
fucking
Michael,
Michael,
man.
man.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
Michael
Michael
Jordan. Go
Jordan. Go
back to
back to
Michael.
Michael.
Like
Like
I don't
I
want
don't
to
want to
hear it.
hear it.
There's
There's
no
no
excuse you
excuse
can
you
give
can give
me,
me,
none
none
whatsoever.
whatsoever.
They
They
had a
had a
whole
whole
Mike
Mike
rules.
rules.
Like
Like
they
they
tried to
tried to
tear the
tear the
guy's
guy's
neck
neck
off.
off.
That's
That's
the
the
nature
nature
of the
of the
sport. It
sport. It
has a
has a
level of
level of
violence
violence
to it.
to it.
Accept it.
Accept it.
Y'all got
Y'all
to
got to
accept it.
accept it.
Caitlin
Caitlin
has. I
has. I
believe she
believe she
has
has
accepted it,
accepted
but
it. But
keep your
keep your
head
head
up,
up,
Miss
Miss
Clark.
Clark.
You are
You are
gonna,
gonna,
like I said, you're
like I said,
already
you're already
great. You're
great.
gonna
You're
be
gonna be
great.
great.
Just keep
Just
it
keep it
going.
going.
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
happen. Those
happen. Those
people are
people
gonna
are
do
gonna do
that.
that.
It's only
It's
gonna
only gonna
make you
make you
tough.
tough.
You
You
got it. You're
got it.
gonna
You're
be
gonna be
good.
good.
Same,
Same,
and of
and of
course,
course,
and what's
what's
crazy is,
crazy
see,
is,
I
see, I
don't
don't
even
even
have to
have to
tell
tell
fucking
fucking
Angel
Angel
that.
that.
That's what's
That's what's
crazy.
crazy.
I don't
I
even
don't
have
even
to
have to
tell
tell
fucking
fucking
Angel
Angel
that.
that.
Caitlin needs
Caitlin
to
needs
get
to
in the
get in the
fucking weight
fucking weight
room.
room.
Basically,
Basically,
like
like
you gotta
you
get in
gotta
the
get in the
fucking
fucking
weight
weight
room.
room.
I don't
I
even
don't
have to
even
tell.
have to tell.
You heard
You
what
heard what
Angel
Angel
said.
said.
It's a
It's a
part of the
part of the
game.
game.
Look at
Look
what
at what
Angel
Angel
said
said
about it,
about it,
man.
man.
So
So
see,
see,
she
she
already
already
knows
knows
this.
this.
Baby girl
Baby girl
already
already
knows.
knows.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
gonna
it
say it
anyway.
anyway.
Same with
Same
you,
as you,
Spill. Like,
Spill. Like,
keep your
keep your
head up.
head up.
Like, don't
Like,
ever
don't ever
get
get
down.
down.
Because
Because
I'm
I'm
pretty
pretty
sure
sure
it may
it may
happen.
happen.
One day or
One day or
whatever, you
whatever,
might
you
get
might get
down. You
down.
might
You
be
might be
feeling bad
feeling
about
bad about
yourself because
yourself because
social media.
social
But
media. But
it
it
seems like
seems
she
like she
handles
handles
all this
all this
shit,
shit,
great.
great.
Kayla not
Caitlin
so
not so
much because
much
she
because
has
she
to
has to
delete her
delete her
social
social
media,
media.
in order to
In order to
block it
block it
out,
out,
which is
which is
fine.
fine.
But
But
see, it's
see,
that
it's that
mental
mental
toughness that
toughness
she
that
has
she
to
has to
build up.
build
Her
up.
ain't
Her
really
ain't really
about.
about.
I give
I
Dow
give
some some more to their team's chemistry or whatever, you know. Because I really feel like there's also a racial barrier there with her coming from Iowa, you know, mostly white culture, and now she's, you know, here. She's in Indiana, still mostly white culture, but the team is, you know, again, a bunch of black women she ain't never been around, especially a bunch of lesbian black women that she ain't never been around. So, you know, it's a whole culture thing, and teams have to have chemistry. So, you know, um, either she has to adapt to her team, or they have to bring in more players who kind of fit her, you know, one or the other. That's the other thing. But just look at Andrew Reese's comments on the physicality. Physicality. I guess I should put comments on physicality. What her comments say. And then just look, she got that dog in her, man. Like, you know, Like I said, Kaylin got some dog in it too, but Asia Saloon got that, she got that dog. Like you got to really push Kaylin to bring that dog out of her. Whereas, Angel's coming out with that dog from jump. Watch how she looked at him. Watch how she looked at him. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Bitch, back up. Watch that look. See that? That's all she has to do, man. Is this it right here? No, that's unlimited credit. Which she didn't lie about that, because that's basically what I said. Like, it was a lot, and both of them are responsible for this exponential growth, along with South Carolina. Where is that fucking where's that freaking thing at? But anyway, there's an interview. You all can probably find it. Well, it was a post game interview, and basically just says the physicality is a part of the game. It's a part of it, and she understands. You know. And she's dishing it out. She's not just sitting back taking it. So, Kayla's just gonna have to, like Mama McNutt said, hey, you just got to buck the fuck up, man. Like buck the hell up. Like, get in the weight room, come with it, dish some of it back out. They done it to you, do it to them. That's the ebb and flow of the game. It happens. And it makes the game great. It really does make the game great. Like, people talking about it, they don't want to see that type of shit. Well, hey, take your ass on. Go watch tennis. But this is a physical, this is a contact sport, and it has a level of violence. Not the level of violence in other sports, but there is a level of violence to to basketball. Oh, look at these guys. Oh my God. Like, and this is gonna be a topic I did on here too, like black conservatives. Like, oh my God, like the coke and the freaking house slave mentality is crazy. And not because most of them feel like they're off the plantation. I'm off the plantation because I'm not a Democrat. No, you're still on the same plantation. Just like you, Democrats, Republicans, and conservatives and liberals are the same side. I mean, two different sides of the same coin. You know, it's the same. Like, the plantation's the same. Like, you're still on the plantation. If you subscribe to any narrative, you're still on the plantation. So, anyway, that's a whole other thing I get into later. But yeah, like, oh man, it's crazy. Like, just the cognitive dissonance that it takes to subscribe to a narrative. The mental gymnastics you have to do to overlook the center line truth, to somehow shape it to the narrative that you believe in is crazy. It's wild. What else we got? I mean, that was pretty much, see, problems like this, you know, it's so much, and nobody's gonna talk about it. Nobody's gonna talk about it. They're gonna come with the same talking points that everybody else is saying, and nobody wants to really see the freaking truth. Everybody wants to preach to the choir, stay in their echo chambers, talk the same shit over and over, and say the same stuff as well. And it's a big reason why our country is so fucked up is the fact that everybody wants to come from either side. And just as George Washington said, the two-party system, two-party system, the two-party system will be the death of our country, and it will, because you can only for the majority of people, they're going to follow. And if a two-party system rules this country, the majority of people are going to follow one of the other parties. And whatever their narrative is, whatever they subscribe to, their belief, that's what the majority of the country is going to, pick and subscribe to. see. George Washington's quote about the two-party system. Oops. Okay. Let's see here. All right, here it is right here. His farewell address. However, political parties may now and then answer popular ends. They are likely, in the course of time and things, to become potent engines by which cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men will be enabled to subvert the power of the people and to usurp for themselves the reins of government, destroying afterwards the very engines which have lifted them to this unjust dominion. Boy, goddamn, if he did not predict the damn future, um, nobody in history has. I mean, if he didn't like hit that right on nail right on the head, and just look at the comments. True. See, I wish I had recognized this when I was much younger. Right. He didn't even use a crystal ball. Yeah. That is, I mean, come on, man. Like, that's exactly what we have now. Exactly. They are potent engines. They are the most potent engines. And those two engines drive the narrative of this country. Those two engines, those two political parties, by which cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men, boy, every freaking politician we have is that exact description for the most part. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you. Let me show you this right here. Here is a picture of Congress. I challenge anybody, anyone, to show me without recognizing faces now. Without recognizing faces, of course, if you recognize faces, you can point them out. But just show me where's Democrats and where's Republicans. And also without recognizing seating order. So, like, if they're, I'm not sure if they're seated, Democrats on the left, Republicans on the right, but without any of that, just looking at all these people, I don't believe a politician. I believe it's just the ones down here in the gallery. I believe these are just spectators, but it could be probably the aides or whatever. But look at this picture. Who is a fucking Republican? Who is a fucking Democrat or freaking Democrat? Just by looking at it. Who? Who? You can't tell. Again, just by looking at the picture. You cannot tell. You wanna know why? Because they're all the same. They're all the same. Yeah, they have differing opinions on things, but at their core, they're all the same. They're all cunning, ambitious, and unprincipled men and women who have subverted the power of the people and usurp for themselves the reins of government. And they're all spending happy. All these people. Why do they still get um, lifetime health care? See, those are the things we should be talking about. But we allow these people to divide us. And those divides translates to everything. Basketball, football, American flag, COVID, even with a fucking pandemic. Like, it's bad when we can't even trust the doctors, conservative or liberal, because the liberal doctors were lying like it was something so bad. The conservative doctors were lying like it was nothing at all. When really in the middle, it was something. but it wasn't as bad as it was made, and it wasn't as good or as not bad as the conservatives made. There was an issue. We had the fucking flu, basically, that took out the weakest of our population, which shit happens. I lost people during COVID. But our country is so fucking polarized, by two political parties that we were warned about 200 fucking years ago. Like, people know this. You know, this almost reminds me of, like, movies, right? So, well, movies in real life, how art imitates life. And how a lot of times, I always believe art imitates life more than life imitates art. But, you know, without me knowing all the technology that exists, I'm going to just say that life has imitated art when it comes to things in movies. Although, again, I believe art imitates life. I believe people saw that first and then put it in the movie, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, I'm going to just stick with the logic right now that life imitates art. So we see all the movies of all the apocalypses, of all the AI apocalypses, of all the zombie apocalypses. We see all these movies of all these things and the problems that they bring. And then in real life, we come and we replicate that. We've seen the issues of what's going to happen. Like, they've already told us what's going to happen with AI. Just like pretty much Odyssey 2001. If you go back and watch Odyssey in 2001, and even Back to the Future, and even Demolition Man, everything in those movies we're doing right now. So, I always say that science fiction is a precursor to science fact. You know, Again, ergo, my belief that art imitates life. But um, we see that. We see the destruction. We see Skynet. We see what all this stuff can do, and yet we're building it. We're doing it. We've seen the zombie apocalypse. Yet we're in the lab in Wuhan, messing with fucking mosquitoes and putting viruses in mosquitoes. Like, you know, zombie apocalypses are not something that's mythical or magical. Like, they can actually be, it's very scientific. Whether you got your Walking Dead zombies, to where there's a disease that's already in all humans, that when you die, it activates, which could easily been spread through mosquitoes. They're doing all these different types of experiments. Like, why are you making new viruses? We have plenty of about outbreaks. Why are you doing stuff that's going to cause this movie to happen? Just saying that to say that's what this statement is. Like, just like all the people seen all these movies and y'all seen the outcome and stuff, and you still did it, and we still gonna end up with the eventual outcome. Same way with this. This damn statement has been here for, this is 1796. That is 300 some odd years. Well, almost, that's 200 some odd years. So this 296, yeah, 200, and what, 96 now is, what, 28? That's 228 years. No, it's 24. Yeah, that's 228 years. It's about to be 30 years. 230 years. We've had this. And we kept it going. Again, made now and then answer popular ends. And, but this is not really a tangent I've got enough on, because all of this correlates right back to how polarized we are politically. That everything is split down those political lines and down racial lines. And, we need to admit that in order to move forward and make it okay for it to be like that and profit off of it. And allow people to, to have that preference. And they use it. Well, I think it's going to pretty much about do it for me tonight. Like I said, I'm back now on YouTube. Oh, shit. Like I said, it's been a while, it's been a long time. I am actually, glad to be back. I've been procrastinating for about 10, 12 years, man. I should have been doing this. And like I alluded to earlier, I was on YouTube. And you know what? I look at all these pages now, all these YouTube pages, and everything that's going on now. I was doing it, then. We have a whole radio show, like everybody with the whole radio set up now and the mics, and the way they have shows, you know, me and my guy, we were on that shit. You know, and I still have the videos on my page, whatever old videos you can go back and look at. But we had that. I had a cop chasers show we did in my local hometown. Me, my cousin, and a couple other guys, we would ride around in my truck. We would follow cops, film it. You know, I don't know if we ever posted any of those videos or not, but I had a lot of stuff going on that I should have kept up with. YouTube was one of them. You know, I can just imagine what it probably would be today. But anyway, I'm back. YouTube. I appreciate everyone who tuned in. When they many, it was just me. Okay, so it was just I had 3 views, and I think 2 of them was me. One from my phone and one from my computer when I was getting everything set up. But thank everyone for listening. You know, these are just my thoughts. You know, I'm just a guy, not anything special, and I will be continuing just to give my thoughts on different things. You know, like I said, the politics and the politics behind the current events and what's fueling them, and you know, just basically, I'm going to be a centerline, unbiased opinion. Not that my opinion matters, because again, that's the problem in society. Everybody think their opinion matters. Nobody gives a fuck. Well, gives a damn. But I just still want to put my perspective out there, just for the sake of it being there, and also so I can say I told you so. 'Cause I like saying I told you so. But this is the beginning of a beautiful um, you, YouTuber subscriber relationship. I look forward to many other videos and you know, just expressing what I have to say. I have a lot to say. I've always had a lot to say. Um, and I try to be as knowledgeable as possible about anything. If I don't know, I try to look it up and find out. We have Google nowadays. There's no reason not to know anything, you know, because you can kind of Google it, but you do have to decipher and sift through all the information. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. It's been good, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a good one. Oh, let me go ahead, drink.